News day! News day! Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It's been a day since my last upload regarding everything that's been going on with Forsaken, so allow me to catch you guys up on everything. First of all, Slasher, the Jason redesign, has been shown off more in the Forsaken Discord as well as their Twitter. His design doesn't even look that different from the original Jason, which is great. It even has its own little tweaks that make his design even stronger. Second, Slasher's milestones have also been shown off, with a good bit of his lore being dropped too. Third, an upcoming survivor, Wanwood, has been revealed, as well as a few facts about her. Finally, I wanted to say there's been a few updates on Guest 666 and a few dramas, including the SoulDrivenLove drama about Casey hiding her, and more deplorable things they've ended up doing. I'll be going over all of this in detail. No slop, no dragging things out, of course. If you find this video style enjoyable and interesting, feel free to drop a sub as well as joining my Discord server. I'm nearly at 16,000 subscribers and 500 members in my Discord server. First of all, let's go over the update on the SoulDrivenLove drama. Turns out Casey has allegations of their own. First off, it turns out that she's not an adult like she's been telling people, but they've been catfishing and are actually 17 years old. However, that isn't the only issue with them. Turns out she's been sending explicit animal photos to minors as young as 14 years old, as well as furry porn and other explicit content, I guess. There's also been more alts of Soul that has been found, but I'll cover that in a separate video while I'm still compiling evidence. Alright, let's move on. I just wanted to get the negative stuff out of the way first. Let's talk about Slasher, the new Jason redesign. Yesterday, at least of me working on this video, Hitoko showed off the Jason redesign for Forsaken. The renders on screen right now. This redesign was originally made due to copyright concerns, which, while I personally do not think would have really been a problem at all, I honestly think it ended up looking a lot better. I love how the mask looks, and I love how he's still from Area 51. Allow me to elaborate. To continue, take a look at this concept art for him too. This design does him a lot more justice than the model in the original render, which is a work in progress. The actual model is on screen right now. I love how bulky he looks here, and the necrobloxicon being stabbed into his shoulder is really badass too. His mask also looks pretty similar to Jason's, with the only difference being the eye hole seemingly being bigger. However, this is already being fixed. Overall, I think this is a huge design upgrade, and the Forsaken team did great designing him here. Look at his little default biker shirt he has on. Poor guy was just a Robloxian like everyone else. Let's look at the official model in more detail. He has the same color scheme as default Jason too, which makes this redesign feel familiar yet different in a good way at the same time. This is so much better than the original Jason. I know it's a whole running joke on this channel that I hate Jason, but I genuinely think this looks a lot better and fits more than Jason Voorhees casually being in Forsaken, Area 51 or not. Now, for his lore, thanks to the wiki and Hitoko's Discord post, let's go over it. Here is his summary. A bacon captured and experimented on in Area 51 during the war. Through the necrobloxicon, he was given a second chance. A motherly voice that he recognized guiding his actions and words. With the book in his shoulder and tools in his hand, he'll follow the orders of his mother. At least, that's what he believes. Oh boy, this is already a great start. First off, Slasher's name is still canonically Jason, according to Hitoko on this tweet. Slasher's real name is Jason. His Roblox username, if he had one, would be Jason Bacon 1980. Oh, and don't bother making a parody Roblox account of it. Some crackhead has already beaten everyone to it. How do people make accounts this fast? Save some cosplays for the rest of us. Sheesh. The best part of this reveal, honestly, Area 51 is still canon to Forsaken. What's better, the war that Guest 1337 fought in The Last Guest is still canon. If you're confused why that's so cool and important, the entire reason Guest was Forsaken was because he died in a war between Guests and Bacon Hairs, as Bacons in that universe hated Guests. The entire point of the original Last Guest movie in like 2017 was to show that the entire story of the removal of guests in a more interesting format. It was a great film for its time, but it's definitely aged. I'd recommend you give it a watch if you haven't already and you want to watch some old Roblox stuff. So, it seems like Slasher, who is a bacon in this universe, was kidnapped, shoved into Area 51, and experimented on for the sake of the war that takes place in The Last Guest. Area 51, in this case, is a reference to the classic Roblox game Survive and Kill the Killers in Area 51. During these experiments that I assume disfigured him, as shown in the concept art, he discovered the Necrobloxicon, a Roblox item that's a cursed book parodying H.P. Lovecraft's Necronomicon. The original tome was said to drive readers insane with dark magic and resurrection spells, and the Necrobloxicon serves as its Roblox counterpart. On top of that, the book began to speak to Slasher, pretending to be his acorn-haired mother, which is canon, by the way, which influences him. So, putting 2 and 2 together, Slasher being mentally scarred from the experiments done to him and the strength of the influence of the Necrobloxicon eventually influenced him to slowly lose his grip on reality and become more and more violent. Eventually, he broke out of Area 51 with Slenderman and Jeff the Killer, who ended up becoming his close allies and partners in crime. That's honestly hilarious. I'm just trying to think of how they interact. Collect my pages, Slasher. Never mind, you already have them stabbed into you. Thanks, bro. Better yet, they even gave him custom milestones too. Milestone 1 looks insanely clean. Like, I'm genuinely gobsmacked how much effort and love went into this concept art. The biker shirt, the Area 51 jacket, the full bacon hair showing in its absolute glory. This is absolute cinema. The Necrobloxicon looks relatively unharmed here, but that'll change with some of the other milestones. I can't get over how cool of a detail it is that Slasher is actually just a bacon hair. It's so cool and fits with Guest 1337's lore super well. They better get a last man standing, dude. Milestone 2 leans further into his Area 51 look, giving him a more bloodied mask as well as some sort of handcuff on his right hand. His jacket is zipped up and he gets a super cool scarf. His hair has also been hidden in a hoodie or just burnt off. His gloves also go from white to yellow. Are these doctor's gloves or did he soak the gloves in piss? His Necrobloxicon also seems to be a bit more torn, but that could just be my eyes deceiving me. Now, his milestone 3 is when the fit goes from decently hard to fire writing. Just take a look at this. It's so metal, dude. His hair gets even more matted and damaged, and half of his mask is broken off and replaced with a metallic half. He also wears chains around his body, with his chainsaw being replaced with a harpoon of sorts, which makes this milestone look even more awesome. The fault lies with you again, Guest 1337. His handcuffs seems to stay, and his gloves seems to have been torn at the fingers. Goodbye, his hands. Milestone 4 is by far the best one. Slasher's entire body seems to be made out of lava and magma, with him glowing with fire surrounding him. His mask goes from just being an item he wears to actually part of his face, similarly to Jason's original Milestone 4. His chains also change colour, with them actively growing orange and gold. The sword he's holding seems to be the Crescendo, the Soul Stealer, an item described as being forged with fiery flames and a demon's eye. His spear seems to return from his original Milestone 4, which perfectly completes his look. The Necrobloxicon also seems to be no longer pierced by a knife, more so another spear, with it glowing burning orange. This concept art also shows it in more detail, with it quite literally having a mouth of its own now, speaking to Slasher and mimicking the mother's voice he seemed to hear. I wonder what this means for the themes of Jason, though. A lot of them had this chant as a sample. I hope they don't mess up the themes by removing them all. Hopefully the sample isn't copyrighted. Also, can we take a moment to appreciate this pretty art by Gobblegum? Look how happy he looks here. He's so gentle. I wish he was like that with other survivors, though. I'm a bit tired of getting gashing wounded. The only feedback I have for Slasher is that his lore should be expanded on more. Don't keep it vague like they did with Jason, because that's what they originally made Jason stick out like a sore thumb. They should also feel free to experiment. Give Slasher and Guest a last man standing, considering they're both a bacon and a guest. Also, the eye holes on the mask seem to be a little too big. Making them a bit smaller should make him look more intimidating. I'm pretty sure that's already been done though. Now, that's Slasher out of the way. Let's talk about Wanwood, Cerulean's replacement. Honestly, I never liked Cerulean and her extremely forced lore with 007 and 7. It was clearly both SoulDrivenLove and Ava projecting their weird relationship dynamic onto them. The design was literally just Ava's persona with a few slight differences. However, you should not harass the original artist for Cerulean. What is wrong with Forsaken fans? They are just doing their job and clearly have no idea the person they draw would be just as insane and unhinged as Soul. Now, for Wanwood herself, let's take a closer look at her design. First of all, she's black! Let's go! The Forsaken KKKers on Twitter are not gonna like this. Finally, a fellow person of colour is actually going to be a character in this game. She's a trans femme girl too. Forsaken is finally adding women to their game after so long. Forsaken will no longer just be a sausage party. Her design is so pretty too. She's got long green horns, dark hair, and some cool ass autumn leaves covering her face. Her cloak being made out of leaves is such a sick detail, and the brown pants she wears that turns green the further it goes down really puts her whole look together. Her face seems to be cracked, according to the wiki though. Could she have sustained an injury previously? Wanwood is most likely going to be a support / survivalist like originally planned. She's also stated to not be a deer too, so that's another similarity to Cerulean cut out. Great. The skin potential for her, dude, is going to be so cool. Think about all the seasons they could base her off, the different wood types. Just like Slasher, this looks like a complete slam dunk for Forsaken. We are so back. Finally, more stuff has been revealed about Guest 666, with a teaser showing him and Veeronica.
What? There's one thing I gotta warn you about! He's here!
It seems like he's going to be the next killer. While I'm happy for Guest 666 fans, I would have rather had Azora first, considering the amount of content and stuff we've been told about him currently. I guess we'll see him next time, Azor fans. That being said, that'll be all for today's news roundup video. Let me know if you guys enjoy this type of content. This is definitely not going to get the same amount of views as last video, especially considering how insane those views were, but it's still worth giving it a shot. Remember to join my Discord server and help get it to 500 members. On top of that, feel free to join my YouTube membership, like and subscribe. See you next time, everyone.